In the year 2033, the world has become altogether digitalized. The most absurd creation is the virtual life following death. It is where individuals can remain after their demise and partake in every one of the materialistic things that they could never have when they were alive. At the point when an individual kicks the bucket, his body is frozen and his cognizance is transferred to eternity of his decision. He fundamentally becomes like a person in a computer game, yet with cognizance and recollections. Along these lines, one can live forever, converse with his loved ones who are as yet alive, and surprisingly meet them once they bite the dust and are brought to the advanced paradise. This course of joining the virtual the great beyond is called transfer. Overseen by a huge organization, utilizes large number of software engineers to make existence in the wake of death as practical as could be expected. One of such workers is quarter-century-old Nora. Her responsibility is to direct new transfers through paradise and assist them with getting comfortable. She converses with them by means of a program and can meet them as her virtual self. Nora fears her work, however, keeps working, since it will give her a representative markdown assuming that she at any point wishes to be transferred after her passing. Then, at that point, we are acquainted with a 27-year-old PC engineer, Nathan. He is driving his programmed vehicle to a family supper. The vehicle is introduced with all the security precautionary measures, and it is driving itself. However, Nathan wishes to race down the road. He utilizes an unlawful hard drive and changes the settings to manual. The speed causes a police robot to pursue after him, yet Nathan comes up with a rationalization and escapes what is going on. At home, he is with his family and his well-off sweetheart Ingrid. Nathan isn't infatuated with her due to her excessively tenacious and defensive character. She doesn't have a place with his reality, which is more family situated, dissimilar to hers, who just consideration about cash and popularity. After seeing Nathan hit the dance floor with her niece, Ingrid gets desirous and requests that he accompany her. In the accompanying scene, they are toward the rear of his vehicle having intercourse. Nathan stops at the supermarket and drives back home later. On the way, a bizarre programmed vehicle breakdown happens. Thus, he collides with a truck and is intensely harmed. He is raced to the medical clinic and told that he can either be transferred or kick the bucket customarily. Ingrid shows up with an agreement for his transfer, despite the fact that Nathan would rather not spend the whole with her. In a snapshot of frenzy, he signs the agreement under Ingrid's family transfer plan. Following this, he is kept on a slanted seat and beheaded. The following thing Nathan hears is Nora's voice. She has been allocated as his aide. Nora poses him a progression of inquiries to guarantee his faculties are fine. She likewise makes his symbol and gives him a slight hair lift. Then, at that point, Nathan at last wakes up and winds up in a rich room that will be his until the end of time everlasting. Nora lets him know he is in the Lakeview, the great beyond, quite possibly of the most famous bundle that their organization offers. All that in this the year after it is intended to match his inclinations. For example, the structure close to the inn is a bowling alley for him. However, it is a congregation for another person. He can meet new individuals and make companions until his relatives pass on in reality. The change is excessively unexpected for Nathan. At the point when he begins crying, Nora quiets him down, letting him know that everything will be better tomorrow. She makes him fall asleep and keeps working with another person. The following morning, Nathan awakens and figures out that in-application buys require cash. He can't pay through his own record, since he is here on Ingrid's family transfer plan. This is the point at which he understands that she has the ability to do anything she needs with him, and could in fact erase him. Through his overhang, Nathan can see the full perspective on the lake. He can try and change the seasons according to his desire. In the wake of taking the view, he meets Ingrid's grandma, who is highly contrasting on the grounds that the reference for her symbol was taken from an old picture. He likewise calls Ingrid and sees that she is at a party living it up. This makes Nathan miss his previous self. Prior to finishing the call, she says that he can't take off from her now. The remark makes Nathan feel odd, however, he excuses the inclination. In the meantime, Nora is at home with her dad. He has a medical issue that will undoubtedly kill him soon. Nora maintains that him should save cash for the transfer program. However, he declines since he needs to be with his late spouse, who he believes is in the genuine paradise. Back in eternity, Nathan goes to the entryway for breakfast and is dazed by the feast choices they have. In any case, exactly at 10 o'clock, the food vanishes, leaving him frustrated. He then meets an individual dead man named Luke. The food is only a program intended to look and suggest a flavor like the genuine stuff. Nathan is stunned that the organization charges them for it, since it costs them nothing to make. Luke acquaints him with a progression of current called the deluge. It is a pathway between the genuine and the virtual world, which is incredibly perilous. A great many people who can't become acclimated to the virtual world commit the inconceivable by hopping into it. All in all, Nathan loves a few things about the spot, similar to the water tension in the shower and the way that he can pee any place. Yet he would in any case preferably be alive over in the alleged paradise. A man illuminates him that there are a large number of individuals in the resort at the present time, yet according to the program, they can see a typical number. This causes a few errors which screw with Nathan's head. Wherever he goes, he is tended to as Mr. Brown, and each staff part knows him. His hair is additionally too spiky for his loving, which makes him freak out. Before long, Nathan ends up being wild-eyed and considers finishing everything. He is advancing toward the downpour when Nora shows up and stops him. She makes sense of that the new world could appear to be unnatural from the get-go, yet it resembles whatever other man-made thing when he becomes accustomed to it. She requests that he allow a daily or two, and he concurs. Nora even lets him know her genuine name since he had been tending to her as a holy messenger till now. Some time later, Nora gets off work. At the point when she isn't anywhere near, her PC erases records from Nathan's recollections all alone. At home, she meets her date on an application called the Daily. They put cameras on one another's chests and say that they assent prior to having intercourse. It would seem setting the camera before sex is a mandatory convention in this day and age. They can even rate each other on the application a short time later. The next day, Nathan is alerted to pet treatment as a result of what he attempted to do yesterday. He is matched with a brilliant retriever, however one that really talks. A specialist from this present reality is controlling the canine since it is just a medium to encourage the patient. As a useful schoolwork task, Nathan is approached to compose the names of 5 individuals he meets today. Meanwhile, Nora comes to her supervisor with desk work that says her dad is qualified for her representative rebate. However, she is denied the markdown on the grounds that the representatives with 4.6 appraisals or above can get it. Yet, Nora has 4.59. The thing that matters is irrelevant, however, her manager couldn't care less. In existence in the wake of death, Nathan calls Ingrid and finds her in a spa getting undifferentiated cell infusions in vaginoplasty. She is preparing for his memorial service. This evening, however, is more invigorated about the enhancements than getting to see him. Following the call, he goes searching for new individuals to expound on them in his journal. He meets a youngster named Dylan who passed on at 12 years old and has been there from that point forward. However, the youngster is too bustling battling the game mode hooligans to converse with him. Then he meets David Choke, the previous proprietor of the second biggest exclusive organization. He is worth billions of dollars and is partaking in a sumptuous life following death. On being asked what he did for work, Nathan uncovers that he and his companion Jamie were making an application that permitted individuals to make their own eternity where they can reside with their families. Like that, they wouldn't need to pay a heavy total to the ongoing proprietors of Lakeview for a lot of pointless projects. Subsequent to paying attention to this, David nonchalantly says that Nathan was killed. Since he was going to earn anything organization fail, he was likely killed by the proprietors. Nathan will not accept him and leaves. Back on the earth, Nathan's cousin investigator, Fran, is approached by Nathan's family to explore his passing. She finds Nathan's vehicle in a junkyard, which is as yet working. The vehicle won't recognize that it is harmed, which really intends that it has been altered. Fran noticed this and proceeds with the examination. In the following scene, Nathan is with Nora telling her that he can't recollect a few pieces of his life, like the name of the application he was creating. This helps Nora to remember the time she tracked down a piece of his memory records missing. She vows to investigate it, yet gets going with different clients. Nora frantically needs a 5-star rating to get her prosperity rate up, yet Dylan gives her main 3. Also, she gets no karma in dazzling the clients that day. Nathan notification this and gives her a few 5 stars. She lets him know all that is irritating her and feels much lighter a while later. Without them knowing, the two are creating affections for one another. After arriving at home, Nora searches for the missing information from Nathan's memory. She can't track down them, yet can get her hands on the recollections that come just later, the erased parts. Nathan and his companion, Jamie, have quite recently emerged from a conference. A man inquires as to whether they have educated somebody from the enormous organizations concerning the thought. Nathan says just his family and sweetheart know. The whole collaboration appears to be peculiar to Nora, so she chooses to save the class for some other time. The next week, a vital creation is going to be tried. The researchers are attempting to download individuals from the great beyond to their ordinary selves on the planet. The first download is going to be communicated universally. Simultaneously, Nathan is preparing for his memorial service under Ingrid's watch. She makes him wear garments he isn't happy wearing and takes the whole control of his life. Nathan is amped up for the download includes sense. Supposing that it is effective, he could get to his old structure. They watch the main test occur, and are stunned to see the guinea pig's head detonate. The investigation is fruitless, however Nathan actually has trust that he will get back one day. Soon thereafter, the burial service party begins in New York, and in the virtual world, Nathan comes to the party with Luke. In New York, Nora likewise visits his burial service. Nathan had imagined that it would be loaded up with his companions and individuals he loves, yet all things considered, not a solitary one of them have come in light of the game. He is the most stunned about Janie being missing. His mom likewise uncovers that the cash they got from his portion of the organization was not much. The party doesn't actually appear to be for Nathan, as everybody associates among themselves. At the point when he gets down on Ingrid for the week preparation, they get into a contention. She takes out the serious weapons, taking steps to erase him by and large. Eventually, Nathan needs to hesitantly apologize. Nora observes all of this occur and feels awful for him. Criminal investigator Fran is likewise at the burial service. She at last will converse with Nathan and inquires as to whether he has any foes. She additionally uncovers that his vitals were improving before he was taken to be transferred on the day he kicked the bucket. Nathan knows Fran for being abnormal, so he doesn't contemplate the remark. Sometime thereafter, Nora gets back and calls the person she found in Nathan's memory before. He presents himself as Josh, however won't enlighten her anything regarding the gathering he had with Nathan. In the last scene, Nathan is in his bed calling Janie again, yet like generally, he doesn't get. It is odd in light of the fact that they used to be dearest companions before his passing.